Though not the fastest way to get around, the Ghostwalker glide is easy to pull off, especially if you have a double click button on your mouse. It leaves you pretty vulnerable though, so make sure you're not near too many people.
When in a pinch, the touchstone will teleport you to a room with 4 teleporters, which can make for pretty good shortcuts to other parts of the map. It can also be used to escape players that are about to kill you, and makes for good trolling too.
In older versions of Sword Fight on the Heights 4, there were rocket boots that allowed the player to fly. The footage you're seeing is from Super Nostalgia Zone, which has a remake of an older version of Sword Fight on the Heights 4. I also compressed my voice to sound like I was recorded on a microphone from 2008, but I'm actually a text-to-speech voice that Ewan decided would be convenienter than using his own voice.
An almost infamous trick is using two Illumina and spamming their lunge in newer versions of SPOF. The Illumina's lunge sends the player forward and slightly up, allowing the player to go extremely far. It's also rather difficult, though, so I'd be careful. There are 8 swords in total, which will be listed in this section of the video. The first sword is the linked sword, and the player spawns with it. It has no special properties, all it can do is deal damage, or lunge. The firebrand is the second sword, and it is a direct upgrade to the linked sword. It's larger, meaning that, if 2 players of equal skill level fight, one with a linked sword and one with the firebrand will always come out on top. It also nullifies the Ice Dagger's ability to instantly kill a player. The Venom Check is the third sword. In terms of visuals, it is the same size as the firebrand, but it cannot nullify Ice Daggers. It poisons players that it hits. The poison will add up over time, dealing up to 50% of the player's health. It can be treated via medkit or heal pad. The Ice Dagger is the fourth sword, and is extremely small. If the player keeps it out for 3 seconds, it gains the ability to instantly kill players so long as they don't have a force field. As mentioned previously, it also cannot damage firebrand users. The Wind Force is sword number 5. It has the ability to launch people far distances. Great for getting rid of unwanted attention, but if you kill someone by knocking them off the map, you don't get any points. Sword number 6 is the Ghostwalker. It's quite similar to the Islander from Team Fortress 2, becoming more powerful with every kill. It decreases the player's gravity also. At 9 kills, the user becomes completely invisible so long as a nearby player isn't using the Illumina. Speaking of which, the 7th sword is the Illumina. It deals the most damage, and as mentioned in section 1, will launch the player far distances when performing an aerial lunge. If a nearby player is invisible, they will begin to sparkle if your Illumina is out. The 8th sword is the Darkheart, considered to be the best sword in the game. It deals only slightly less damage than the Illumina, but makes up for it by draining 40% of the opponent's health when you defeat them. There are also power-ups. The jet boots were mentioned previously, and are no longer in the game. They allowed the user to fly for a short period of time. They were removed, presumably, because they no longer function correctly. The Shadow Spear allows the player to become invisible, and is commonly used to troll. The Shield Spear makes the user invincible for 8 seconds, or until unequipped. The Medkit heals its user. The Touchstone teleports the player to a room with 4 teleporters, and also makes them invincible, until they use one of the teleporters, or until they leave the room some other way. The Battle Armor is a shield-shaped block that increases the user's health to 200. There are 9 obtainable badges, and a 10th unobtainable one. I'll explain how to get them all. Get 5 kills, 20 kills, and 97 kills at SPA for easy. Get the amount of kills listed in the badge name. Blade Master is obtained by getting a kill streak of 20. John, Loved of Muses is obtainable by finding the secret area under the Illumina stand. It is unobtainable in the Super Nostalgia Zone version, because the area does not exist. Wuntelement is obtainable by killing Shedlitsky with any sword, except the linked sword. Wuntelement Epic is obtained by killing Shedlitsky but killing him with the linked sword. Blame John is obtained by being killed by Shedlitsky. Its Shedlitsky is obtained by being within the same server as Shedlitsky. Touch the Divine is now unobtainable, but was originally obtained by getting extremely high up in the sky. It is rumored that anyone who obtained the badge was banned.